Yeah. Fired up.
This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times. Every turn, every line we find, trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every set of build from the ground we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go in. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace controlled. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tone, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Till we build, till we build, till we build. Tier 1 setup shop.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tier 1 Studios. My name is Pat Wilkinson. Up in the booth, joining me tonight are the voices inside my head alongside my good friends, myself and I, as we rejoin the Wild West Racing League here in their Gen 4 Cup Series here at beautiful upstate New York Watkins Glen Raceway. On the Classic Cup configuration in these Gen 4 cars, definitely been a challenge for the 7 cars we have had out here tonight. Ty Sykes so far with the fastest time, Blake Cuttrell, Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley. Bryson Roop with no time, Scott Rush with a 1:18.84 down in 6th, Marcus Kaiser with a 16:89, Mike Presley with a 14:33, Dakota Henderson with a 13:08, Ty Sykes with a 12:95, and Blake Cuttrell with a new fastest lap, 12:87, out here tonight with just under 5 minutes to go in practice. Tonight's broadcast will not be a in-car broadcast because we do have enough folks to actually make a race happen, so that is good. We jump on board with a 48 Lowe's machine of Blake Cuttrell off of the carousel down the backstretch. .48 of Cuttrell, 12:87 to beat out here tonight. Blake Cuttrell and Ty Sykes, the only 2 cars on track. Dakota Henderson with the new fastest time, 12:77 to beat out here tonight. In these Gen 4 Cup cars, a road course is going to be a very difficult challenge for everybody involved with a 35-lap race ahead of us. Two minutes to go in practice. Jump on over to Ty Sykes for just a moment here in the number 1 Snap-on Chevrolet. All Chevrolet field out here tonight. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Ty Sykes now the only car out on track with a minute to go. Down to 30 seconds left to go in practice out here tonight. Not very interesting in practice when it's only Ty Sykes out on the racetrack at the moment. Bryson Roop with no time out here tonight. Scott Rush with a 1:18.84. Marcus Kaiser with a 1:16.89. Mike Presley with a 1:14.33. Ty Sykes with a 12:95. Blake Cuttrell with a 12:87. And a Dakota Henderson with a 12:77 out here tonight. Practice comes to a close out here tonight at the Glen. We jump over to qualifying, and believe me, I, after some of my racing today, know better than to give this a try. Blake Cuttrell out on the track first, just leaving pit road now. Up through the S's and charging over to the backstretch. That's right, folks. I'm still learning the new cameras. There we go. That's a great shot right there. Blake Cuttrell in the 48 through the bus stop and back off it beautifully over the curbs. And into the carousel we go. Keeping it nice and tidy. Off of the carousel into the penultimate corner. Down the short stretch into the second to last turn. We take a look at the final corner now. A little wide over the curb, sliding it a little bit as we enter the final turn. We'll go back to a standard TV camera. Blake Cuttrell in the 48. Green flag, green flag, green flag is in the air. So we charge down into turn 1 early on the brakes, trying to get that rotation in, and that car slowed down. Number 48 Lowe's machine very sideways off of turn 2. Off the first turn, excuse me. We continue on the charge up through the S's out here tonight. To the top of the S's and down the backstretch we go, charging towards the bus stop. Braking early again down into the bus stop this time. Down into the carousel we go, off of it and onto the short stretch. Beautiful NASCAR V8 revving all the way up to almost 10,000 RPM as we continue on through the second to last and into the final corner out here tonight. Really picking up the speed as we continue on into the final turn and down the front stretch we go. Blake Cuttrell with an opening lap. 1:12.68. One heck of a lap out there. Leaving it all on the table though. Bryson Roop, Mike Presley, Dakota Henderson, and Ty Sykes also out on the racetrack at the moment. Down the short stretch into the bus stop we go once again. Blake Cuttrell doing the best he can. Mike Presley with a 15:06 out here tonight. Second best time recorded so far. Bryson Roop with a 16:77. Down the backstretch into the penultimate corner and through and back into the final corner we go. Onto the front stretch once again out here tonight at beautiful Watkins Glen. Cross the start-finish line, 12:39 to beat Dakota Henderson with a 13:20 for an opening lap. Ty Sykes just off of the final corner now. Down the front stretch, Dakota Henderson down pit road. Ty Sykes with an opening lap. Up to second, 13:03 for Ty Sykes, as he pulls it off and brings it to a stop, going very slowly up into the S's. It might be his run done. Scott Rush and Marcus Kaiser yet to set a time out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series. One of Ty Sykes continuing on. Not sure if this lap will count. Bryson Roop off and back on the racetrack. Qualifying coming to a close out here tonight. We are ready to get racing out here tonight at beautiful upstate New York Watkins Glen Raceway. Let's take a look at the active grid. Blake Cuttrell, Ty Sykes, Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, Bryson Roop, Marcus Kaiser, and Scott Rush out here tonight. Solid field of 7 cars. Thankfully, we managed to get a few extra guys in here for the race tonight. That is the big thing. And I just had a heart attack as I was really worried my desktop and microphone were still off because my Discord is muted, but that's okay. Waiting on Blake Cuttrell, Ty Sykes, and Scott Rush to join up so we can get going out here tonight. 48-1-5-0, 37-42, and the 0-4. Solid field of cars out here tonight, waiting on Blake Cuttrell and Scott Rush. With 50 seconds left to go before we have to go green flag, Blake Cuttrell on the track now. Scott Rush bailed on the session. He is not racing out here tonight. Very unfortunate to hear. We get rolling out here tonight. Ty Sykes and Blake Cuttrell on the front row. Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, Bryson Roop, and Marcus Kaiser down in 6th. We get rolling around the racetrack. Everybody going to take this opportunity to warm up those Goodyear Eagle tires to the best of their ability. Through the bus stop and into the carousel we go. Getting ready for the 35 laps out here at Watkins Glen Raceway. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland operates a place for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. We get ready to race out here tonight. Pace car getting ready to dive down pit road. Down pit road it goes. Green flag is in the air, this time by Blake Cuttrell taking the start. Green flag. We are racing here in the Glen. 48 away like a bullet. One of Ty Sykes on the outside. Trying to match him down into turn one we go. 48 leading the charge. And over the curbs, you can do that. Track limits are extended out here at Watkins Glen in the Cup configuration. 48 leading the charge. One of Ty Sykes not too far behind. Remember to turn that back over. Henderson almost 2 seconds back. Three-way battle for fourth at the moment at the back of the field. Almost 4 seconds behind for Bryson Roop at the end of the field, excuse me. Through the bus stop beautifully. 48 leading the way through the carousel now. Actually, see if we can go. Oh, beautiful shot right there. Just at the end of it. 48 leading the charge down into the penultimate corner. Top three right there with them. Ty Sykes and Dakota Henderson not too far behind. Three-way battle for fourth. Mike Presley, Marcus Kaiser, and Bryson Roop as we continue on racing out here tonight. 48 off of the final turn. Cross the start-finish line, leading the first lap of the race out here tonight. Let's jump down to Marcus Kaiser in the 42. We go past our friend Speeve in the flag stand there. That's the one. Very aggressive on the curbs. 42 in the 0 all the way out to the high side. Right up against the wall there, trying to keep it on the racetrack without coming back over and wrecking anybody. 42 leading the way now of this pack up to fourth place, up two from where he started down in sixth, continuing the charge. Down into the bus stop, Mike Presley and Bryson Roop behind him. Roop not too far behind Presley. Just about half a second. We continue down through the carousel and back onto the backstretch we go. Sorry about that. 3 of 35 this time by Blake Cuttrell leading the way by half a second. Way out over the curb. One of Sykes slowly reeling him in just a little bit at a time out here tonight. Dakota Henderson falling back once again, almost 2.5, 3 seconds behind the leaders at the moment as we continue on at the top of the hill, off the S's and down towards the bus stop we go. 48 of Blake Cuttrell doing the best he can to run away from Ty Sykes here. Sykes with a fast race car at the moment. Down into the carousel we go. 48 Jimmy Johnson Lowe's machine doing the best he can to run away from just about everybody out here tonight. Henderson very wide off the bottom of the carousel there. Managed to save it. Still falling back though, down to third, or 3 seconds. Bryson Roop off the track and jumping to pit road. Let's see what happened here. 37 off of the first turn and plows it into the wall. Big time into the wall that time. And decides that might just be it for right now as he gets towed back to pit road. Blake Cuttrell still leading the way. Through the S's we go. We'll jump on down to Dakota Henderson. Henderson still right about 2 3/4, 2.5 seconds behind the leaders out here tonight. Doing what he can to keep up with them. Slowing down nicely into the bus stop chicane, over the curbs nicely. Trying to run as best as he can. Clipping the grass a little bit out here tonight, coming to 5 laps of 35. Ruku in the in the chat once again saying Jimmy, like Jenny, but it's Jimmy. Jimmy Johnson, because we're living in Forrest Gump's world now. Also good for me. That's his usual number, the 48. I don't know if we have an 84 in this league. I gotta double check. I thought we did for a little while, but then again, there's a lot of people that aren't racing very often anymore, which sucks. Clive Henderson way wide over the exit of turn 1. Still falling back down to 2 3/4 of a second behind. We continue on racing out here tonight. And welcome to road course racing at the Glen with 5 guys in the race. Yeah. Bryson Roop has left the session. Blake Cuttrell in the lead. Ty Sykes in second. Cuttrell doing the best he can to try and run away from Ty Sykes. Sykes all over the bumper of him. Ruku saying he just took the 84. Well, one of these days, Ruku, you gotta join us in one of these races, huh? I get money is money at the moment for all of us, but still, man. Come join us, please. Any drivers are good drivers at this point. 30 laps to go out here tonight for Blake Cuttrell. God, I can't talk tonight. Got to learn this track, but the boot for the upcoming iRacing VTuber Cup in the GR86 cars. Ooh, Ty Sykes getting close. Out here tonight, up at the top of the S's, side by side for a moment, down into the bus stop. Ty Sykes making the move. Doesn't quite have it. Dakota Henderson reeling them both in, down to 1 3/4 of a second now. Through the bus stop, Ty Sykes way up wide into the entry of the carousel. The good thing, Ruku, is that this place is actually a really fun track once you learn it. It's a pain in the butt, especially the boot. I always have a really hard time on the boot configuration of this track. But when they were doing GT3 for week 13 here, that was some of the most fun I have had in a long time. On the Cup setup with the boot, without the boot, in a GT3 car is super fun. 29 laps to go. Blake Cuttrell still leading the way. Ty Sykes a second behind. Down in second place. We'll ride on board with him for a little while. Dakota Henderson down in third. Not too far behind. One of Ty Sykes real loose off of the exit of turn 1. I did the eye tested in GT3 on this track. It's insane. Yes, it is. It's deceptively narrow and incredibly fast. And if you overdrive it, you are so dead. And there is little in between. And if you think that was insane, try doing it in these. Ty Sykes down through the carousel. Down in a second and a half. 1 second between him and Dakota Henderson. .48 starting to fall back with 28 laps to go. Ty Sykes reeling him in just about a half second behind now. Dakota Henderson 1 second behind the leader at the moment. Top 3 within striking range of each other once again out here tonight at the Glen. Marcus Kaiser 20 seconds down. Mike Presley 25 seconds down. Ruku saying there are so many people who can't be given a license to drive these cars. Even in the GTP and LMP2. Yeah. GTP on a fixed setup on the iRacing official fixed setup with adjustable traction control. If you can get adjustable traction control, like if you're running the fixed setup overall in an open setup race, that setup around here works so well, it's unfair. Because I was running about 3 or 4 clicks higher on the traction control, and it was working beautifully for me around here. Until I got the car warmed up and I was managing to start toning it down. I'm not the best racer out there, I will admit. I'm not, greased lightning out here. But I'm definitely happy with how some of my races went in that Porsche GTP car. LMP2s leave a little bit to be desired, I must be honest, around here. Because it's not a huge difference, but the little bit less aero on the front definitely struggles on the exit of the booth. I gotta be honest. 26 laps to go. Blake Cotterill still leading the way. Ty Sykes we've been on board with. Let's go on down to Marcus Kaiser. We'll actually jump onto Gyrocam for a little while here. On board with Ty Sykes. That's Marcus Kaiser, excuse me, I'm sorry. Marcus Kaiser in the 42, down 26 seconds behind the leader. Out here tonight, charging down the front stretch into turn 1 we go. Ruku saying he drove the Porsche GT3. That is a very good car. My only gripe with them is that they are very rear heavy, and they tend to understeer in the slower corners. I was finding that out at Daytona when me and my former broadcasting affiliate ran in the 24 hours of Daytona. We were very, very much the bottom split, but that was some of the most fun I have had here on iRacing in a long time. Gotta get back to doing those again. I miss doing endurance races. It's just that I work now. Like, actually work now. Marcus Kaiser doing the best he can out here tonight. Falling down towards 30 seconds behind the leader. Jump up to Blake Cotterill now. Right on board with him for a little bit here. Up into the S's, really driving it like he stole it out here tonight. Ty Sykes still just over half a second behind. Dakota Henderson a second behind Sykes. Looking at him up the road here. On board now with the number 5. We charge down into the bus stop chicane. Right on board with Dakota Henderson at the moment. Currently down in 3rd. Ty Sykes off and on the racetrack, letting Henderson by. Not much of a choice out here tonight. Down through the carousel. Henderson down the front stretch we go. Marcus Kaiser with a crash. Oop, don't do that. Let's jump back and take a look. Whoa, into the gravel. Off the penultimate corner. Spinning it out across the racetrack and bringing it to a stop. Mike Presley up to 4th. Marcus Kaiser not having a great night out here tonight. Very unfortunate for him. He's going to go a lap down out here tonight. Jump back up to a wider camera angle. Excuse me. 23 laps to go for Blake Cuttrell as we continue on racing out here tonight at Watkins Glen with the Wild West Racing League. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran owned and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. We create with different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shop, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Ruku saying, also, once I get the money to buy a car and track, I'll do a league race here in the Wild West. Well, Ruku, DM me what car or track you want to race here with the Wild West League, or for whatever reason, any of the other leagues we broadcast here on Tier 1. I would be more than happy to spot you a car and maybe a track or two for that series, or a few cars for multiple series. We'll have to see. I get paid tomorrow, so hit me up then. Or late tonight after we're done. 22 laps to go. Blake Cuttrell still leading the charge. Marcus Kaiser down 3 laps out here tonight. I believe he has called it quits as he is no longer in second. Mike Presley 40 seconds behind the leader. Not having a great night out here tonight. Turning laps, that's what matters. Gonna get some good points anyway in the WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast. Number 0. Ruku saying he'll DM me later. Appreciate that, buddy. We'll hopefully be able to talk some turkey and see what we can do for you. 37 minutes into this broadcast, 22 laps to go. Blake Cuttrell just going across the start-finish line now. Mike Presley almost half a lap behind. 48, doing the best he can. Ty Sykes starting to run down Dakota Henderson once again. Keeping it a little bit tighter here tonight. 5 of Henderson and the 1 of Sykes really trying to fight each other for this in the battle for second out here tonight. Up through the S's, over the bridge, and onto the backstretch we go, down towards the bus stop chicane. Ty Sykes. Whoa! Henderson down pit road. I was like, wait a minute, what happened to Henderson? It's like, oh, no, he's just down pit road. 20 laps to go. It's like, oh no, what'd I miss? I'm a bit of an idiot, okay? I've also had a very long day. Still fighting the water at work. 3 days of vacuuming water out of a building. Believe me, it's getting old. And all I can smell is the mold, and it's giving me headaches. 48 and the 1 of Blake Cuttrell and Ty Sykes off of the carousel. Down the short stretch into the penultimate corner. Trying to keep things tidy. Keeping it off of the curbs on the outside of the racetrack. Ruku saying, aren't we all? Yes and no. Mike Presley and Dakota Henderson right with each other now. About a second between them. 1 of Ty Sykes looking up the inside of the 48, sending him wide. Whoa! Sykes didn't turn in. Spitting out the 48 of Blake Cuttrell. One of Sykes slowing down deliberately, knowing that was a bad move, trying to let Blake have the position back. Little bit of a controversial moment, but letting Blake have the position back, that's some good sportsmanship there. Don't believe he was intentionally trying to wreck him, but that certainly didn't help anybody's position. Let's take another look at it as we continue on racing out here tonight. 48 of Blake Cutterell stuck to the outside. One of Sykes locked him up and couldn't get it turned in. 48 of Cutterell trying to light him up to get it spun back the right way. One of Sykes trying to get away from him, let that position back out here tonight as we get back to live. Jump on over to Dakota Henderson, pulling away from Mike Presley once again, almost 3 seconds ahead now. Marcus Kaiser and Bryson Roop both out of the race. Scott Rush failing to start as well. So we continue on racing out here tonight at Watkins Glen with 19, almost 18 laps to go. Blake Cutterell and Ty Sykes both down pit road this time. $18 laps to go. Ty Sykes and Blake Cutterell racing each other down pit road. Henderson charging down the front stretch, trying to get back out ahead of Cutterell. He does so. Sykes leaving pit road now. Blake Cutterell taking some extra time to repair the damage he's got. Sykes off of pit road right ahead of Mike Presley. Currently in the 0. Blake Cutterell in the 48. Not too far behind. Ty Sykes up to second. Dakota Henderson now leading. With 18 laps to go. Come on, click. Thank you. Here at the Glen. Whoa! Bowled over the curbs. We continue on. Down through the carousel with the number 5. Down the backstretch. Into the penultimate corner we go. Really trying to wind that number 5 car up. Do the best he can to win this thing out here tonight. Five of Henderson still leading the way. 16 laps to go out here tonight. Ty Sykes still in second. Blake Cutterell down in third. Mike Presley at the top of the S's after leaving pit road. Almost a full lap down. 5 of Henderson. Wait, where is Presley? Oh, he's just at the bottom of the carousel. My apologies. 5 of Henderson riding him down as best as possible out here tonight, looking to put another car lap down here at beautiful Watkins Glen. And despite what everybody thinks, no, New York is not part of New England. Believe me, If we were smart enough, we'd have a war about this. "15 laps to go for Dakota Henderson, still leading the way out here tonight. Ty Sykes starting to reel him back in, 3 1/4 seconds behind. Blake Cuttrell, 11.5 behind. Mike Presley still 55 seconds behind as he's just entering the bus stop chicane now. Dakota Henderson charging up to the top of the S's out here tonight. Viva Henderson with 14 laps to go, still leading the way. Ty Sykes falling back a little bit, 3.5 seconds behind now. Mike Presley passing Blake Cuttrell. Whoa, what happened to Blake Cuttrell? What just happened to Blake? What? Blake Cuttrell is out of the race. Only 3 cars left out here tonight. Apparently that camera sucks. Only 3 cars left in this race with 14 laps to go, coming down to 13 this time by Dakota Henderson, Ty Sykes, and Mike Presley. Presley about to go a lap down. Ruku saying this is a battle royale. At this point, we're done. Throw the checkered now. Henderson running the race of a lifetime out here tonight. Ty Sykes down to 2 1/4 behind. Slowly reeling him in as best as he can out here tonight. Mike Presley still about a minute behind. Slowly getting to be in the sights of Dakota Henderson. Sykes not as good through the bus stop as the 5 is. Viva Henderson down through the carousel with 11 laps to go this time by. Down the final stretch. into the penultimate corner. Mike Presley, full minute behind out here tonight. Ivan Henderson up the hill and towards the bus stop we go. Again, folks, apologies for the very boring broadcast out here tonight. Through the carousel, Ty Sykes still about 2 3/4 of a second behind. Mike Presley, 1 minute and 3 seconds behind now. Results are pretty much locked in out here tonight. Ivan Henderson back through the carousel with 10 laps to go, 9 to go this time by. Sykes trying to reel him back in within 1.5 seconds. Let's see if Ty Sykes will be able to take back the lead out here tonight. Henderson running a good race, breaking a little bit earlier, a little loose off of the final turn. Ty Sykes reeling him in down the straights, though, within a second. Into the first turn we go again. Henderson a little bit braver on the brakes, a little later, a little smoother. Pulling away from Ty Sykes as we charge up the hill and through the S's once again. Nine laps to go out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League. Brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Henderson with 8 laps to go now. Iva Henderson still leading the way. Ty Sykes within a second now. Sykes running down Henderson. Mike Presley a minute 7 seconds behind, within striking distance for going a lap down from Dakota Henderson. Ty Sykes really charging down the front stretch, braking early, trying to make sure he can make the turn without hitting Dakota Henderson, knowing how he wrecked with Blake Cuttrell earlier in the race. Does not want a redo of that. Seven laps to go, coming down to 6 laps to go. Ty Sykes doing the best he can to run down Dakota Henderson once again. Back up to a second between the two cars out here tonight. Sykes trying to run down Henderson once again. Through the carousel we go. Mike Presley now in the way out here tonight, going a lap down. Third place securely in Mike Presley's hands at the moment. Sykes all over the bumper of Henderson, and the 0 of Presley just ahead of him. Whoa! Presley! Did Presley just punt the hell out of Mike Presley? Wait, what? Henderson, yes he did! Dakota Henderson punted the hell out of Mike Presley. Henderson losing the position to Ty Sykes. That might be the race out here tonight, folks. 5 laps to go. Henderson and Presley. Presley down a lap now. Henderson 13 behind and falling. That's the game. Ty Sykes gonna be putting Henderson a lap down. Henderson almost a full minute behind now. Mike Presley down a lap. Ty Sykes wins it. I mean, there's nothing else to it. We could throw the checkered flag. Henderson a full minute behind now. Three laps to go for Ty Sykes. Dakota Henderson firmly in second. Mike Presley in third. And two laps to go for Ty Sykes out here tonight, reeling in Dakota Henderson. Gonna put Henderson a lap down. If he can really put the pedal to the metal, Henderson 1 minute 7.3 behind at the moment. One of Sykes through the bus stop perfectly once again. Down through the carousel. Again, and folks, I'm sorry for the very boring broadcast once again out here tonight. White flag is out for Ty Sykes, coming back no matter what out here tonight in this cautionless race. Dakota Henderson starting to pick up the pace again. Ty Sykes down the backstretch into the bus stop we go out here tonight. Nicely over the curbs, trying to keep things calm and situated. Beautifully over the curbs. Down into the carousel we go for the final time. Ty Sykes onto the short stretch. Through the final turn, Ty Sykes comes down and wins out here tonight at Watkins Glen. Dakota Henderson in second, Mike Presley in third. Let's get Ty Sykes in here. Ty Sykes, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me.
Hey, Pat. I got you.
Congratulations on the win out here tonight at Watkins Glen Raceway. Talk us through it.
Basically, it seemed like it was just survival. Who could last the longest out here? But it was fun. Me and Blake had some good back and forth, and then me and Dakota had some good back and forth. So it was pretty fun. I mean, hopefully it was a little bit entertaining for you to broadcast, to call. But yeah, I got into Blake one time.
We did what we could up here.
But yeah, I got into Blake one time. I don't know what really happened in that. I have to go and look at the replay, but I hate that I got into him at the end of that. But
well, hey, one great race out here tonight from you and everybody else out here that did run. We thank you all for turning out tonight, and congratulations on the win.
I appreciate it. You have a good one, Pat.
You too, thank you. Let's get Dakota Henderson. Dakota Henderson, this is Pat Wilkinson of the booth. You got me.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Congratulations on the P2 despite punting the hell out of Mike Presley there on the last few laps there. Talk us through some of that.
I just thought he was going to zag when I was going to zag, and we both zagged, and just one of those deals. I should have been a little bit more patient, but I was trying to push it. I was going to have to pit anyways for fuel, but hopefully I didn't knock him out of third, hopefully, and I still ended up second, so hopefully he won't catch rain check on me before too long.
Well, hey, one heck of a run out here tonight at Watkins Glen Raceway. Congratulations on the P2. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, love, peace, and chicken grease. Hope everybody's having a great evening, and have a good one.
You as well, thank you. Let's get Mike Presley in here. We'll call it a night. Mike Presley, this is Pat Wilkinson. I'm the booth. You got me.
Hey, Pat. How you doing, buddy?
Very unfortunate that you finished a lap down in third out here tonight. The last car on the track, but one heck of a result for you anyway. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I wasn't coming in there to expect to do that. I just, again, come in to be patient and, let the other drivers make the mistake, and it paid off a little bit. Marcus went off on there at the end, and so that kind of put me into fourth, and then somebody else dropped out. I'm not quite sure who it was, but anyway, it was a good result. I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, hey, congratulations on the P3 anyway. Thanks for joining us up in the booth out here tonight, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie.
Well, folks, you've yet again spent another perfectly good hour and 10 minutes with all of us here at Tier 1 Studios. We thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed. Ty Sykes, your race winner. Dakota Henderson in second. Mike Presley in third. Blake Cotterill having led 17 with the fastest lap and the pole position out here tonight. Will finish in fourth. Marcus Kaiser in fifth. Bryson Roop in sixth. And Scott Rush failing to start out here tonight. This broadcast was brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. This broadcast was also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. This has been the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here at beautiful Watkins Glen Raceway in upstate New York. And until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. Trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built for 'em. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading Tier 1. Setup shop Tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you want to win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear, yeah, we test, we tune, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win, yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all record drop with a reason you're leading. Tier 1 setup shop, Tier 1. Yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game from the shop to the track. Yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. See you in Victor Lane. Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Tier 1.